I have a package coming in today, and I think it just turned up. Let's take a look. Ah, there it is. Perfect. Come on, boys, let's go. A few weeks back, I posted a review about a Feelworld monitor, this one. A few of you are asking, can you mount that monitor to a gimbal or a stabilizer? And technically you could, it might be a little bit big. However, Feelworld, the company that makes that monitor, actually reached out to me and asked me, hey, do you wanna take a look at the new one that we're bringing out? That is a little bit smaller and it's designed for going on a gimbal. So this will be a good one for you to look at if you're looking at one to go on your gimbal or your stabilizer. They sent me the Feelworld Master MA5, which is what we're gonna talk about today. A quick note, this is not sponsored by Feelworld in any way. They are not paying me to review this. They just sent me this, and if it sucks, then I'll tell you. But I can tell you after using it, it doesn't. So first things first, again, Feelworld packages everything that they give you very nicely. It comes in this really sturdy box, which is very hard to get out. It kind of reminds me of opening like an iPhone. The one thing I'll say about Feelworld, and having that monitor before, and now this one, they give you everything you need in the box, which is really nice. It's frustrating sometimes to receive a product and then realize you need other products to go with it. Not the case with this. Feelworld gives you everything you need inside this little pouch too, which is really useful to have. You can keep everything inside here that you need to possibly shoot with this, so very useful. Well done, Feelworld. Okay, so you get this pouch inside the box, and then inside you have instructions, the monitor, battery charger, a mounting bracket, a sunshade, a charging USB cable, a double ball head mount, a battery, and this is the NP F330 or F550 or F570 battery. A USB to DC cable, interesting. HDMI to micro HDMI cable, and HDMI to mini HDMI cable, I believe that is. And then a little packet of silica gel. Don't eat those. It says right on them. Because it's designed as one that you can attach to your gimbal, it's a lot smaller in every way. So there is a lot less bezels around there, it's more screen. It's thinner this way too, and overall it's just a smaller monitor. I'll do some shots to go over the top of this so you can see right now in comparison to the 5.7-inch one. The reason you want it smaller on your gimbal is so it's less interfering. You don't want it to be in your way, and you don't want to add the extra weight too. Gimbals can already be quite heavy. If you're then adding on a big heavy monitor, you don't really want that. Your back's not gonna thank you. So a little bit smaller is better for a gimbal. It's a 5-inch monitor, so you can still see everything clearly when it's attached to a gimbal. 5 inches is a good size. It's bigger than the screen on the back of your camera, and if the gimbal blocks your camera screen anyway, then you'll be able to see everything clearly on this. There is an IPS panel on this. It is a 1080p screen. That being said, you do have 4K in and 4K out. So if you wanna shoot in 4K, go into the monitor, it will show you in 1080p, but then if you wanted to output and externally record your video to 4K, you could still do that. Here's a really good feature that this monitor has. You can charge your camera directly from this. How do you do that? Well, you attach the battery to the back, and then you have a DC out on the bottom here. You plug in the cable and you can go directly into your camera, or you can go to a dummy battery, whatever you want to use, and then you can continue to use your camera just using the power from this instead. So we all know Sony batteries, if you use anything that's not an A7 III or an A9, any of the batteries that aren't the Sony Z style batteries, they really aren't that good. We know that you will need lots for a shoot, and you'll get more power out of one of these batteries, so that's really useful. It still has all the features that Feelworld put in their other monitors, the high-end features that you get from much more expensive monitors, which is one of the reasons that I do like these Feelworld monitors. Focus peaking, false colors, exposure zebras, safe zone, so if you want to use the anamorphic safe zone or a 16:9 safe zone, flip your screen, mirror your screen, and then histogram as well if you want to shoot with a histogram. So all those nice features that you get in much more higher end monitors, they're in this monitor too. We all know that some of the Sony screens aren't the best for viewing in daylight. This monitor, you can see stuff quite clearly in harsh sunlight, so that's really nice. On the outside of the monitor here, there is a glued on, hopefully you can see that, a glued on high quality hook and loop system. That is how you attach your sunshade. And once that's on there, it's actually on there solid. So there you go. If you want to use a sunshade too, just connects with the hook and loop system. I call that Velcro, but I know a lot of people call it hook and loop, so. Hook and loop, Velcro, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. The headphone port is still on the bottom, so you can plug in your headphones and monitor your audio directly from the monitor. You still get the small HD style mount, which goes onto the top of the hot shoe, and then you can just mount through the side here and then just angle. That's really nice, I like that. There's 3 different 1/4 inch mounts, one on the bottom, one on the right hand side and one on the top. So pretty much however you want to mount this, you can. The build quality, just like the other Feelworld monitor I have, is very good. It is made of plastic, but it's high quality plastic and everything's finished really nicely. There's nothing I would look at this and go, it's not done very well. Like, it's high quality. It's not the heaviest monitor in the world, but if you're mounting this to your gimbal, like I said before, you don't want that much weight, so that's a good thing. Someone somewhere is going to get some joy out of me doing that. All right, so to mount this to your camera, they provide you with one of these. This is a double ball head. So basically on each end, you have a 1/4 inch and these move around when it's loose. When you tighten it back up again, these don't move around. If you have a 1/4 inch mount on your gimbal, perfect. You can just screw this straight in. If you don't, get one of these. This is a C-clamp. There's other methods to do this too, but I like this method. This is a small rig C-clamp or regular clamp, whatever you want to call it. And basically, when you tighten this up, it gets smaller, and when you loosen it, it gets bigger. And then on the end, you have 2 different size thread mounts, one of which is the 1/4 inch. Screw this straight in. Monitor goes on the other end. And then this will attach. Imagine my finger is the gimbal. Attached. That's too tight. So there you go. Imagine my finger is the gimbal and it's on there. You can then loosen this and move this exactly around however you want. Say you want it like that. Tighten it back up again and now it doesn't move. C-clamp with a double ball head is my way of mounting it to a gimbal. You can use whatever you want, but I can tell you that this works very well. It's very secure and this is what I'd recommend. They give you this, and if you want to buy one of these C-clamps, I think they're like $15. Buy a higher quality one, that way you won't get loose. These small rig ones are really good. Small rig make a ton of mounts and cages and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll put that down below if you want to check that out. Let's see if I can do this without having this on the ground. Basically, connects like that, so it goes on just like that. And then you can angle this around however you want. When you loosen this, you can move this completely around. So if I loosen this, see how it drops down? You can angle that exactly however you want. You tighten it back up, and it just stays wherever it is. Here's a couple of quick clips of me using this just so you can see how it looks. So there we go, the Feelworld Master MA5 monitor. Good monitor for you to put on your gimbal, a good monitor for you to just put on top of your camera. If you want to carry it around, have something a little bit lighter, but still have that bigger screen, still be able to view in the sunlight. Highly recommend it, to be honest. Really like what Feelworld do. I really like that they can give you a high-end monitor in a lower price. Lets more people get hold of them, lets more people use them. Improve their filmmaking and use tools that they would otherwise not be able to use if they couldn't afford them. I don't believe the monitor is out at the time of me posting this video, but it's gonna be about $169 when it does come out. So if you wanna check it out, it's called the Feelworld Master MA5. And when it does launch, I'll put the link down below. But I guess if you're watching this in the future, then I'll have already put the link down below and what I said just won't make sense, but I don't know. So there we go. If you like this video or you're thinking about picking this monitor up, click that little like button down below. Subscribe to my channel if you're not part of it already. I would appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.